All right, hi, welcome all. I hope you all are doing great. Welcome to the session. So, guys, I'll just take 1 minute. I'll put one data in the drive link so that you all can access it. Good evening to all of you. Hi, Raji Guru. Hi, Mayal Suchi. Hi, sir. Hello, Rameshwar. Hi, Satya. Good evening, Ashutosh. I hope you all are doing great. So, I'll be pinning one link. You all must have received it by now, right? You can check in your chats. There's a drive link pinned. So just go over there. The idea is we need to download the churn dataset, the CSV, right? I'll just share my screen quickly. Let me name it .ibynb notebook. Hello Shiva Kumar. Hello Tendul. Hello Soulful Strides. Good evening to all of you. It's really interesting to see that many of us are live back to back for the third day of the series, where we will be testing and trying out our idea that we have taken in the last 2 days for NumPy pandas. Let me also just quickly turn into the headphones. Do you think that my background is noisy? Do you feel that the noise is too much in the background? Okay, I'll just quickly switch to the headphones. Just give me a minute, guys. Good evening, all of you. No background noise. Great. I'll still put on the earphones. All right. I hope everything looks good, perfect, and now the voice should be more clear. Yeah, everything is fine. Great, amazing. Okay, so without any further ado, we will just quickly start with this demo. You have the drive link pinged, right? You can see that the drive link is pinned on the top of the chat. Just go to the drive link and you should be able to find the folder that we already have, right? And once you have that folder, you can simply go and download the churn dataset. I'll just quickly show you telecom churn.csv. This is something that we will need. Okay. So people are asking for my LinkedIn profile. Just let me quickly share that with you all. Okay, I'll put it in the chat. There you go. That's the LinkedIn ID. You can just search with my name, GAURAVLOTEY, Gaurav Lote, and you should be able to find it 037. I'll be more than interested to join all of you on the LinkedIn. Okay. Good evening, Sneha. Good evening, Shreyas. Good evening, Naveen. Yep. Saurabh. Hi. Right. So I'll be just waiting for the confirmation if you're able to download this telecom churn CSV. Can all of you open this drive link, go to this CSV, download it? Any response on that, people? Okay. So, any data that we get, uh, mostly we get data from databases like MongoDB, which is on NoSQL. Then we have SQL databases like MySQL, Postgre, things like that. Or we can get data in Excel sheets. Some small scale companies they keep data in the Excel sheet. Some bigger companies they have well defined database. There could be what do you call big data these days. There could be big data, small data, and based upon the data you can do a lot of things. Maybe you can do some predictions on the data, you can do forecasting on the data, you can get more business understanding from the data. So nowadays the trend is that the world is shifting towards big data, which means every company these days they when they start the business they start collecting the data, and it grows a lot. Data in today's world is like the next oil, right? How uh, the countries with oil progressed a lot, so industries or the countries with data can also get more money. Now I will tell you why this matters. Okay, so suppose if I Google search that I want to buy a new phone or I want to buy a new car, okay, I'm looking for a second hand appliance. So Google can sell this data to the business partners. Suppose it can pass it to the Flipkart, it can pass it to the Amazon, and when the next time you go to the Amazon or Flipkart, they can have a more curated UI for you, where they will be promoting. OLX can start showing you ads for the appliance that you're looking for. So this in further boosts the sale and it gets you more closer to buying things. Like internet in many manipulative ways can get you to buy things, increase sales. Okay, the complete social media, how it is supposed to work, the algorithms of YouTube or Instagram, they are all designed in a way that it will show you what you like to see, right? So it is also turning to be a little toxic for human. I'll honestly say my honest opinion on that, because we are becoming the slave of reels and stories. But in the reels and stories, in a very subtle fashion, they introduce sales and business to us a lot. There are money promotions, like there might be some celebrities, some Instagram people, some social media people, influencers, who can sell us products. There could be some AI based advertisements that we get that can help us sell products. So the idea is that we are shifting in more and more towards digital age. We are already in people who are born in the 90s and the early 2000s. We are already the people who are witnessing the digital age, right? We are the people who will live the digital age. So, and you can see it's already started. Things like the first Orkut came up, and then Facebook became a revolution, and YouTube is another big turning point. Social media, how it has grown up. Companies like businesses like e-commerce have shifted. Flipkart, Amazon, and many other e-sellers have come up over the time. So all of these people, they need a lot of data analysis. But apart from this digital world, any company could be manufacturing a production plant, could be a small scale company, could be your house itself, right? Suppose in the kitchen, if you want to do some data analysis, that what kind of groceries do you spend more on, or what products are the most expensive one that take up majority of the budget of your groceries, your electricity bill, if you want to just count that, which appliance is consuming more, where can you cut down. So analysis of data can help you in any walk of the life. Yep, in data science, skills required will be beneficial by NumPy and Pandas, Ravi. So that is really important for us to understand and develop and nurture the skills. So today, what we are talking about, it is a concept in data science known as exploratory data analysis. So this is something what a data analyst does in their real life. Okay. Now let us talk about IT industry. Okay. So tomorrow you will create a resume, you will search for jobs, you want to do a data analyst job. So there are business players in the market who can hire you. The only thing that these companies will do is these companies will find customers, and customers will give the data to the company, not to you, because you are an employee over there. And company will ask you to analyze the data and bring some value addition out of it. So, exploratory data analysis is a concept where you are not completely aware of the data, okay? Not your client, not your company, not you are not 100% clear about what the data is saying. It is like the very first examination, okay? The first high level inspection, okay? ये data क्या बता रहा है? What is it trying to say? Okay, that is something that uh, this EDA is all about. You are exploring your data. You're trying to see okay how many of the data points is categorical data, how many are there, what is the numerical data, then some statistical analysis, what is the mean median of the data, are there any outliers, are there missing values, is the data points do they look good, is the data corrupt or not, or like any further value addition that if you can take, right? So that will be the point. Now Zach is asking us in the chat that he is about to start learning Python, and how many days will it take from going from beginner to advanced. So at a very high level, Zach, mastering a programming level is a forever process. I will tell you is that because um, no one can master the completeness. The perfection can never be achieved because there are many fields that you will never get to work on, right? But still, you can become a pro. If in a terms like when you can be, you can agree to be an advanced player when you know concepts related to what APIs are, how to make them. You have worked on different APIs like HTTPS based, WebSocket based, remote procedural call, RPC APIs. All the architectures you have covered. You are at a level where you can completely design the backend. You are at a level where you know many things related to uh, skills and everything. So for that, yeah, I agree. For a decent job, if you are asking, and even for the pro level you are asking, it can take anywhere between 1 to 6 months. uh, if you are fully dedicated, you are totally into Python, I think 1 2 months are also more than enough to cover it, like if at all. But that's not the human average. The human average is anywhere around like 4 5 months. That's the average time that people take to master things. But if you are on a brighter side, you can cover it in 2 months, 3 months, 1 month, okay? And but for that you will need a full time dedication, okay? Like at least spending 4 5 6 hours, 4 hours at least on learning Python, solving things. That's really important. And the best way or the most efficient way to quickly master Python or any programming language would be to solve as many problems as you can. So one of the best investment in fact that you can do is you can buy a subscription for lead code, okay? So lead code will give you all the best of the best problems which you can practice or master. Lead code could be a little expensive. I think it is 3 4 5 thousand or 6,000 per month. You can share that with your friend if you want, if you are fellow mates, or if you feel that investment is a little costlier, you can look out for brands like, especially talking about Let's Upgrade. It's not like I'm doing a brand promotion. It's not I work here, so I'm complimenting it. But especially companies like Let's Upgrade, they are here in the market to make something which the other brands cannot provide, right? Of course, Let's Upgrade have to make a space in the industry, and they're already doing good at it. So they have well curated programs for any programming language, for any IT tech stack. If you have any query related to any development, you can definitely reach out to Let's Upgrade, and we have really competitive priced solutions through which you can master this in a spoon feeding way, right? Uh, you do not have to then worry about, okay, what should I do next? Where should I learn from? Should I do this? Should I do that? No, you will have a well defined curriculum. You will have a tailored plan, a calendar suit, We will keep you boosted with your progress bar, and we will give you a complete picture that what are needed, and we will take you to that scope. So that's right. No worries, Raj. We are just discussing at high level things, and you can do that. Yep. Nargis, of course, file handling is at bare basics needed. That's also a basic part of the Python that you need to know. Machine learning is, yeah. If you want to do machine learning, you cannot go without Python. All right. Yep. You can use advent of code. Car, of course, you can do it. In fact, I will say in the beginning level, you can also try to search Google, random Google search Python challenges. You will find many of the challenges for free also. Right? Okay. Yeah, you can continue with data science with Python, of course. Scope of full stack is the best for 2024, Zach, because people are now converting more into full stack. The thing is that uh, nowadays people are into a competition where you see that people want to secure job anyhow, so people are going beyond boundaries, right? People are learning front and back end all together, and they are going full stack. So scope of full stack is much more the, you will have an upper edge, always a much more better chance of securing job than just a back end or a full front end developer, right? So you can always check that. And you can see we have pinned how to crack jobs at Amazon. Again, a very interesting workshop. It is free of cost. So definitely you all can subscribe for that. It is part of giving back to the community. So Let's Upgrade always keeps on hosting many promotions and many free campaigns. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel, because if you cannot consume the free content, I don't think you are interested in that domain, right? Being a student, if you want to learn something, you should be proactive to make sure that you visit all these seminars, you understand, you talk to the tech people and learn from them, right? Fine. Moving ahead, we will start our EDA right now. So what I will do is I'll just quickly import the libraries. Import pandas as PD, import numpy as NP. Okay. So far so good. Everything looks. Do we get a green signal on that? Yep, we do. Okay. Now the next idea is I'll simply try to load the data frame. So let's call the variable name as df. Df is equal to data frame. Pandas is the library name. I've loaded it as PD. Now I want to read one CSV, right? So for CSV, where is the path? Right click, copy relative path, and let's read this CSV. So this is, so currently it is in the same place where I'm firing this notebook, so I do not need to add the complete path, and this should work. Let us try to visualize the head. So head is again something I taught you yesterday. Head can show us some random data points that we want to see, and here we have. So it has states. Okay, so this might be something related to US. Account length, area code, do they have international plans or not, okay, voicemail plans. So this is related to telecommunication data, right guys? So what is the number of duration, that total days in minutes they talk. So people can spend up to 300 minutes, which is quite decent, right? If you see the mark, it's around like uh, 5 hours a day they are calling. Must be a huge business or some free people talking to each other. And total daily calls they make. So this 300 person makes only 71 calls, whereas 161 minute person makes 123 calls. So you see there is a lot of things to be explored. This is known as data analysis. You see that some people, if they are making less call and still having large number of minutes, could mean that they are talking to someone a lot, and we can then try to filter out these people who spend more time with less number of people talking to them. Total day charge, how much are they being charged? Okay, you see, so charges are based on minutes. That's what we can, uh, you can say, predict, or in order to confirm this hypothesis that whether total days per minute affect the charges, you can plot a correlation plot, and then you will be able to see that daily minutes are directly correlated with the charge. then maybe you can do some feature engineering around it. You can try to make one new column, try to reduce, just multiply both the columns or reduce two columns into one column, right? You will be reducing the shape of the data set, making it more robust. Total eve minutes, total eve calls, okay, okay, maybe evening, total night schedules. Interesting, right? Data has a lot of bifurcation and total Intel call, not sure what this could be, but customer service calls, okay, and churn over there. All right, yeah. So did they convert or not? So that's the thing that you have to do. You have to analyze this data, right? So again, this is very interesting. Now, one way to do is you can start counting the columns one, two, three, four, five, six. But I would rather depend upon the IT skills that I remember for now. That is, I will do df dot shape. Okay, just a second. Let me delete it as a markdown cell. Print df dot shape, and I'll be able to get the count. There are 20 different columns. Okay, right, and 20 different columns with 3,333 rows. Okay, so this is what we have explored and we have understood about the data, right? Now, one interesting way to just look at the column is df dot column, right? This functionality can give me just the column names. Okay, I'll be able to see what is the name of the columns, right? And the type is always there with me. uh, I also shared an interesting, like the best features I feel about data frame is info and describe, right? So let us use df.info and it will give me 3000 entries. The index is from 0 to 332, of course. There are 20 columns and these are the column names bifurcated. Their data type explained and columns. Amazing. Our data set is free from missing values. You see all 3,333 rows are populated. And I have one boolean, which is of course this churn table, whether they converted yes or not, float values, integer values, and object values. I have three object values, okay, international plan, voicemail plan, and the other one would be anywhere around, yeah, the state, of course. So these are strings that are not numbers. Interesting. So we can see that this is what the things are supposed to be. Okay. Now, what we can do is we can try to convert booleans into numbers. Why? Because I will tell you. See, as a processor, if you understand how a CPU how a CPU works, is they work around on binary language, right? Like maybe ones and zeros only. That's what they understand. So for us, it is true and false, but for a computer, it is one and zero. So, and it is always better to have things in those binary formats as far as possible. So, what I will try to do is df at churn is the column name with C capital. This is the column with false and zeros. What I will try to do is I'll try to override this column. Okay. So, df at churn, and what I will do is I'll just quickly add a comment on top of it, converting the boolean data to integer, okay, like ones and zeros. So so if someone is asking, sir, how do you know you have to convert churn from boolean to integer? It is because before this I ran this information, right, df.info. From there I found that churn is a boolean data type and booleans I can easily convert into integers. That is why I am doing it. And this is how, as a data analyst, someone understands that, okay, I can convert into integer 64 bytes. Let me proceed with it. So once this is done, now let us visualize how does our churn look like, okay? Yep, everything looks good. It is in zeros and ones. So now is the good time that we can also try to see the describe function, that what is our data talking all about. df.describe, if I hit it, if I run it, you see I'll be able to get the count. So count is a useless feature because we know it's always 333. We will be able to get the mean. Account length. Let us not focus on account length. Let us not focus on area code because these are not the correct statistical standards. These are correct statistical standards. Number of emails, voicemails they do, number of daily minutes they spend, total their calls. So if you see, people on an average have a mean. This is second column. I'll just highlight it for you. This is the mean column, right? So what people are spending on an average, total minutes that on an average a human spends on phone call is 3 hours in US. Okay, interesting. I'm not sure how much would I spend. Uh, would not be 3 hours, of course not. Uh, for me, it's just minutes, maybe just 5 to 10 minutes. Mostly, it goes in the house, home, family calls. But interesting to see that people can spend so much time on phone and voicemail 8 minutes. Amazing. All right. But if we see the standard deviation, so how many of you know standard deviation? Can I get it in chat quickly that people can you explain me what is standard deviation? In short, let us see how many of you are already data analyst here and you can explain me statistics. People from statistics background, people interested in data science can showcase your skills. Quickly, it is an interview question. Explain standard deviation. You know these concepts, if they trouble you, if these concepts they make you feel that I'm confused, I have read thousands of times what standard deviation is, but right now I'm not able to remember it. It is a flag or it is a sign that you are still not clear with the basic concepts. You should learn more about statistics, learn more about regression. I will say linear regression कर लो. Linear regression is a machine learning algorithm also. Data science का basics भी है, उसमें सब cover हो जाएगा. So Shubham says it tells us how much the value deviates from the mean. Yes, of course. तो इसको मैं आपको एक I'll give you in a very simple fashion what yes Shubham, you are 100% correct. Firstly, in a simple fashion, what you should understand is that standard deviation tells you that how much is fluctuation in the average points. ठीक है? So suppose if I tell you that on an average people make 100 calls, so standard deviation will tell you that अगर हम फर्स्ट एरर रेट भी पकड़ लें, लाइक दिस इज द फर्स्ट एरर रेट, एक मार्जिन एक विड्थ पकड़ लें कि 100 का एवरेज किस कौन से एरिया में सेफ है, तो इट इज +-20. लाइक 80 to 120 इज द वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग एवरेज बाउंड. ठीक है, मतलब यू हैव टू मेक सम एनालिसिस सो यू कैन मेक इट अराउंड 80 to 100 के बीच में इज अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग होल्ड ऑफ द एवरेज, राइट. दो स्टैंडर्ड डिवीजन ले लो तो 20 + 20 40 हो जाएगा. सो 140 से 60 के बीच अगर आपकी ये रेंज है, इसके बीच मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द डेटा लाई करेगा, राइट. एंड दैट्स हाउ यू गेट द बाइनोमियल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन अराउंड द स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन. Yep. All right. Perfect. Mr. Snap is showing us square root of variance and amazing. Hello, Mr. Benjamin. Yep. So that's how I explain us and cool enough. So amazing. And you see, minimum 25th percentile and 75th percentile are also highlighted for us. We can just quickly understand that what's happening around that. So total number of minutes that people spend. There are also people who do not talk at all, right? For some months, उनका billing 0 minutes भी आता है. They just have SIM cards, but they've never used it. Okay, and we have 25th percentile, 50th percentile. So on an average जो people हैं वो 100 minutes spend करते हैं, and you see the average will be very much near to the 50th percentile. And total minutes per day could be 0, 143, 179. And जो 75th percentage जो आपकी है, जो थर्ड स्टैंडर्ड डिवीजन है आपका, वो 216 वाले people को कैप्चर कर रहा है. एंड हमारे डेटाबेस के अंदर 3333 पीपल के अंदर the person who has talked the most on phone has spent 350 minutes, almost 4 hours in the day have been spent talking to someone, right? So must be the conversation must be really interesting to keep them glued and stick for so long, or maybe it is their day-to-day desk job that they have to talk to people. Okay. Now, In the describe, what I will try to do is I'll tell you one more feature that I will try to cover over here. See, we have seen the description of the numbers, but what if now I have to see the description of the objects, right? So what I'll try to do is I'll try to take up कि देखो ऑब्जेक्ट की जो डेटा टाइप है, मतलब जो मेरी स्ट्रिंग्स हैं या अगर कोई बुलियन है, फॉर एग्जांपल शोइंग यू हाउ यू कैन डू दिस। तो डिस्क्राइब के अंदर एक फीचर होता है टू इंक्लूड, इंक्लूड करना क्या क्या है। मुझे अभी सिर्फ ऑब्जेक्ट और बुलियंस अगर ऐसा कुछ है तो उनका भी डिस्क्रिप्शन दे दो। तो उनका डिस्क्रिप्शन थोड़ा अलग टाइप से होता है, राइट। उनका डिस्क्रिप्शन काउंट पे होता है, फ्रीक्वेंसी पे होता है, यूनिक। दिस इज समथिंग दैट यू गेट। Yep. All right, Gaurav, thank you so much for explaining us, and that is definitely correct what you're trying to show us. So, state, international plan और voicemails के ऊपर there are 51 unique states. Okay, that is what we come to know over here, and the most repeated is WV and frequency is 106. International plans, तो अगर आप देखो and if you see, I will say majority of the people they do not have international plans. So, for example, print 30 कितना है 3010, right? Divided by 333. Okay, 90.3% of people do not have international plans, which means on an average, what this data is trying to show us is okay, your customers 10 out of okay, sure, 10 will we will maintain English only. So 9 out of 10 people they do not have international plans. Okay, that's something that is most important. All right. Not sure, Amir, which program are you talking about, today's or yesterday's? Not clear about it. All right. So this is one more interesting fact that we get to know from the data point. You can just quickly try to check into it. What exactly is the data trying to show us? Okay. All right. Cool. So this is how we can also use the describe function on the categorical features. Many freshers or beginners might tend to skip using describe on objects, but people who have attended this live class will never forget to use describe on objects. You can also try to derive some values out of it, right? Now, again, I will tell you that how you can do the value count, okay, for any object type or numerical type. See, for example, we need to see okay, churn, how much of value count does it have, okay. So I'll do churn dot value counts. Okay, this is one feature which can help us show that zero, how many people are on zero. So 2850 people are on zero and 483 are on one. So for example, if you want to tell this business owner okay, how is your sales team doing or what is happening in your like currently what is the status of your business, so you can show them this percentage, right? That currently you are able to convert around 17 percentage of your leads. 17 percentage of your people you are able to sell the program to them. And now how can they increase the possibility? How can you help them grow from 17 to 20 to 25 to 30 to 50 is what a data analyst can guide them, right? That what should be the next step from here, what exactly should they do, and things like that. Yeah, of course, Yashwant, you can do games with Python with simple UI. Of course, there are many libraries that can support game development also with Python. It is a very good library to have, right? Now, again, rather than doing this manually dividing things like here, value count has one more interesting feature that you can try, which is known as normalize is equals to true. It will give you percentage distribution, right? 85 percentage converted and 14% sales not converted, something like that, right? So which means that around 15% people of your company are loyal to the program that you are going for. 85% of people are still trying and they are not loyal or fixed customers for you, right? Churn rate doesn't show positive on them. Okay. So now the next thing could be, I told you that DF or data frame or pandas, this library can help you do a lot of things which Excel does, and basically it is an Excel of data analyst, right, for big data. So in Excel, we can sort things in many different fashions, right? So what if we want to sort our data frame based upon some particular column? So let's try to do it, okay? Sort a data frame based on a column, okay? Okay. So let's try to do it. Maybe we will just simply use one of the column right over here. We can use any of it. Let us use total day charge. Copy this column, and we will just simply do df dot sort values. Sort values by what? By total day charge. And how do you want to sort it? Do you want to keep ascending? If you give it as true, it will show you from the ascending order. If you give it false, it will show you descending order. And if I run it, it will show you for all the data frame. Rather than that, I can also apply head on it. I just want to see some values, maybe top 5 descending values. And there you go. The top 5 descending values are here based upon what? Total day charge, right? So this will give me one fair explanation of where things are, right? 350.8, 346.8, 345, 337, 3335, something like that. Amazing. So with this being said, you see, this we are just touching the surface capabilities of data frame or pandas, what it can do. It can work wonders for us. It can help us do a lot of things, right? Now I will show you again one more powerful feature of pandas to sort values. We can sort based on multiple columns, right? Not just one. I want to see the maximum of using 2 3 columns, so I can do it. Let me just use this piece of line again. Copy, paste. Let me add a value over here. Sorting on multiple features. Okay. So along with total day charge, I can also include churn. Okay. Now, how this will benefit me is that okay, just a second. I should have included a list in front of it since there are multiple fields coming in. Now, it will show me basically the relation of total day per minute with churn, if you see. So the churn rate is 11111, which means that definitely people who are using talking a lot from my career service, they are more likely to be my loyal customers or customers which are positive about the company. So one way could be that if you have to increase your business, maybe you need to make sure that people get to engage more with your services, right? So for that, what we can try to see is, not even as a data analyst, as a normal person with some IQ, I can tell you, you can try to analyze few components which are the, if you have this data, since there's a leverage to have this data, you can try to see what is the impact of evening minutes, what is the impact of night minutes. Okay, how many calls are made in the nights, how many calls are made in the evening, and based upon that, which is a good time to launch a scheme. For example, I'm not sure how old you guys would be to understand that before Geo turned the revolution that everything is unlimited, uh, I have been in an age where I used to get only say 20 or 100 SMS per day, or maybe 100 rupees balance. If it is exhausted, it is exhausted. During those times, telephone communication companies, they used to give schemes that internet is free after 10 p.m. Till the morning 6 a.m. Or they used to give some schemes like in the night the phone call charge is reduced by 50%. So you have to talk to someone in the night, I will have to pay only 50% of what I used to pay. So these schemes, they come up from the idea that where is the more impact point, right? Where are people engaging more? So what if we give them a scheme so that engagement increases more? So such decisions for the management level, or such ideas or such analysis are done by data analyst. And this is how, like, using some libraries, they try to make sense and prove their point with some things to show to prove, right? Ravi is asking that means we can sort more than two columns at a time. Yep, we can sort more than two columns at a time, right? So that's how it will work. And yes, all right. Hi, Bhanu. Interesting. You guys are really active in the chat. That's good for me. It makes me feel that people are alive in here, right? So again, since I mentioned ascending fall, I can also customize the ascending order individually. Okay. What if I want to keep the ascending order true for churn and false for the total day charge? Even that can be combined, and then you will see that churn is giving us with respect to the total day charge. Okay. So you can try to play around with the combinations and do a lot of manipulation. We can sort many things, and data frame will handle all of them with ease. Okay. All right. So this is really interesting, and you can individually try to find mean and values for individual columns also. Okay. So for example, data dot columns, how many are there? Total day charge. Let me try to use this. Copy. If I want to find the mean, dot mean will work on it. Individually, I can find the mean of these points. That's also how data frame can work for us. I have to find the mean of churn. I can do that. So mean is again something around 15, 14, 15%. What if I have to find the mean only where the data frame at churn is only one? For that, I have to find the mean, right? That will make more sense actually. So this is how we can slice thing. Okay. All right. So df at churn is equal to 1. Okay. So this is it. And you see, it completely makes sense. I am slicing my data frame based on only selecting values which are equal to 1. And for that, I can try to find actually mean for something else. So first, let me break down this piece of code which I've written to you. So see, this is how we can slice data frame. But I want the complete data. I want the complete data where churn equals to 1. Okay. And now when churn is equals to 1, for that I would like to find only the total day charge. Okay. So let's try to wrap it like that. I'll go select only the total day charge. I'll try to access it. Can you please share an idea of standard deviation? Uh, Again, standard deviation is nothing but the first step of error margin, or you can say the deviation. So Rabu, it will be little time consuming to cover it today, but I'll recommend that you go and check for StatQuest YouTube channel. You can go for Josh Tama. StatQuest is really good. You can try to search standard deviation from there. They will explain you much better, right? So talking about it, now I can find the mean of total day charge only where churn is equals to 1. And mean of total day charge when churn is equals to 0 is something like this. Okay. So the mean of total day charge doesn't impact a lot from it. Okay. So this is interesting and it works really well for us. Okay. Now, with that being said, I think this covers some basic idea of what exactly does it mean to analyze data, and from where can we basically try to drive information, right? So again, this is your data frame, and if I have to locate some files, yesterday I showed you that you can do it on based on the index location. That I want to locate only the zeroth index. So zeroth index is your state. Okay, I log 1. This is the value, right? And we can also slice it from 0 to 5 index location. You are getting only the first 5 locations. What if I want to do from 10 to 16. This is how we can slice based upon the index. And what if I want to also slice for columns? So for example, I want to see only starting from state, I want to go till area code. Okay, area code. Okay, right. So yep, I'm using iLog. So let me try to remove this lock and try to do this. Okay, okay, just a second. We will try to use the index values since iLog work only for index, comma 0 to 3. All right. Okay, so for now, I think we will restrict here and we will use this, say for state only. And this is how you will be able to extract values selecting only one particular row for different state values. Okay, so we can go on in any domain, like what is the state values for some particular rows from row number 10 to 16. If we want that value, we can do that. If we want to analyze something else, for example, the area codes, we are also good to go for that. I'll just take this area code and try to place it over here. Okay, and also remove this state. There we go. And there you have the area code for this particular rows, right? So once again, uh, you will be able to slice to row level, to column level, to even a single point level, right? Suppose I just want to see the area code of row number 16, I'll have that right in front of me, right? So that's really interesting, and that's something that you can try to always work around with. Like if I want to see something in some individual levels, that should also be achievable. Okay, so suppose 0 to 5 first rows, it should work. And if I want to select on the columns 0 to 3, this should work. And this is how it should work: state, account, length, and area code for this particular amount of fields. I should be able to get that. Okay. Now I can also see the last point. If I want for the last row. I told you indexing can also work with -1, which is the last row. I'll be able to get it. Last till the 10th last row. If I want, I'll be able to get it. Okay. All right. It should be from -10 to -1, and that's how you will be able to get it. So different way to slice things and different way to apply, right? So we can also try to find the max values, okay, using the numpy function. So there are some, again, some I'll tell you some advanced analysis that you can do. What we can do is, for data frame we will apply a function which will give us the max values of the things, right? So we will apply numpy. So if you quoted numpy, you can use numpy's max feature, and apply is a Python function, guys. So it will apply iteratively to each column the max function, and it will print you the maximum values for each thing, right? You can also go for numpy dot minimum value and get the minimum value for each thing to analyze things like that, right? So this is one, again, interesting way how data analysts are able to, or are capable to see things and do things, right? So I'll once again, I would like to see basically what exactly is happening in the voicemail plan. How does that column look like? So voicemail plan, and it is also in yes and no's, which means that I can also convert this column into ones and zeros, right? So that's it. Uh, yep, yeah. I think Suchi, it's network issue from your side, and so these are many interesting things that you can do as an live assignment. Come on, guys, let's try to replace voice meal plans with integers. Let us see how many of us will be able to do it. I'll put it in the. I'll give you one chance to try to do it. Okay, let us see. in the chat section if someone is trying to do it. So if you recall, what you will have to do is df at voicemail plan should be is equal to df at voicemail plan dot as type is a function to convert it into integer. We will string cast it integer 64, and once it is run, okay, all right. It is an integer based. So what you'll have to do is maybe you can just replace, right? So you can apply a function, a lambda function to replace things with yes should convert into one, and zero should convert into or no should convert into no. So that's where the idea is that I can give this part to you so that you can work around it. So what you'll have to do is for each column where you get yes, you will have to convert it into a one or a zero, right? So that's again a very interesting thing that you can look into it. That if I have to convert something into strings to integers, that's one more interesting plan to convert it, right? So what you can do is again for the df, what you can do is we will use the replace function, right? So we'll simply replace things like this. So we will use a dictionary. We will say voicemail plan is to be replaced with say some things. All right, so we will have to first create a dictionary. That let's first create a dictionary that we will use to replace it. Let d be the dictionary where no is the place, right? So let me just once again check if no is capital or not. I'll just print df over here. Yep, yes is capital and no is small. Okay, what we will do is we can say no should be converted with false, or you could have simply said 0 as an integer, and yes should be converted with true. Okay, so what we will try to do is we will then try to map it out. So what we will do is that your df at that point, what is the column name again? International plan. Copy. So your data frame at international plan should be is equals to df at international plan, and I told you will have to use the python built-in function map dot, you will map things, you will map this dictionary by the name of d that you have created. Okay, and once we run this, let us try to print the df dot head and see how the df looks like. And once it is run, you will be able to see, okay, basically it should have worked over here, and here it is. International plan has been converted into true and false. You can do the same for voicemail plans, yes and no, and it will still convert. And once you converted that, you can further try to convert it into integers and make your data more faster and quicker by eliminating objects out of the data, right? So that is again one interesting factor through which you can convert it. If you want, we could have converted, but now it won't work. Okay, let's try to use voicemail plan this time. 0 and 1. And we run it, you see voicemail plan has now changed into integers, ones and zeros. Correct? So that's the interesting way that how you can manipulate the data, and using EDA you can try to grab some more knowledge about your data, what is happening, where it is happening, how is it happening. You can try to plot things. So for that, if you cover the matplotlib library, the seaborn library, these are some more libraries which help you in visualization. That will definitely help you do more exploratory analysis by plotting the heat map. Okay, that will definitely help you a lot in that terms. So let me check what is happening in the chat section. When to use direct commands like this, and when to create a function, dev apply, what's the difference, understand. Okay, so Omkar, it is something that you will understand these things more with the experience. That if over the time you keep on using map functions, you will understand that when should I use map and when should I not use map. Okay, so like mostly If you understand where map is being used, you will always use map, right? That's the idea. I will also try to import one Seaborn library. I'll just try to see if I can demonstrate something to you. So what I will do is I'll just simply try to plot the heat map. Okay. So I'll use Seaborn as SN. I'll try to import matplotlib dot pyplot is a function that they have. Again, now remember, matplotlib is the library name. Pyplot is the uh, module that we're importing as PLT, right? So once I do this, the next idea would be that I'll first try to create a heat map. Heat map is nothing but a correlation map, and unfortunately, it is not a statistics class where I can teach you heat map. But if you're interested in data science, do look into the curriculum of Let's Upgrade, where we teach all things in one hood, right? Statistics to Python to data analysis to data science to front end, back end. There are many things that can be covered up. So what I will do is I'll just quickly use our DF as our data, and I'll create using the Seaborn library. I will create a heat map, okay, and I'll just simply plot it using the plot function plt dot shows the function name, and if I once run it, we should be able to see a heat map. Now let us first import the libraries. Seaborn is imported. Okay, and could not convert the float. Okay, so what it says is that we will have to first convert some float values like ks. So what does this mean is that I'll tell you that our data point for now has one anomaly, that a string by the name of a float by the name of ks cannot be converted. We'll have to first look into the states, right? So what we can do is we can try to use the ilog function because k stands for state, and what we will do is we will just simply use basically all the rows but column starting from one only. Okay, so we will eliminate, and then we will not be able to convert true and false, right? Yes. So to plot a heat map, we will have to work more on this code first. What I will do is I'll just simply try to take up few basic points like from say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So starting from 4 till uh, say end, if this can work. Yeah, so this is the heat map that we have, and heat map for voicemail plans versus the data points is plotted over here, right? And this will be really interesting for us to understand that how heat map works. We can further try to visualize and analyze things. So I'll not go into the you can say the heat map thing. Uh, I'll just simply try to I just try to demonstrate to you that how as a data analyst you can further try to learn libraries like Seaborn, Matplotlib and try to visualize things, right? So with that being said, the certificate is right available in the chat section, and as promised, the certificates are all with you. You can download the certificates and publish it wherever you want. And also remember, guys, that we are starting another interesting marathon on Gemini in 2 days, right? In 2 days, we'll be covering Gemini, which starts 10th Feb, which is tomorrow, and take it from me, large language models are the future of machine learning, data science. If you're interested, you should not miss this class. Make sure you subscribe, and tomorrow learn Gemini hands on and try to take the best of this 2 day session, right? So that's it. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you were able to derive some information or knowledge about how data analysis is supposed to work and how I try to mimic that they can use pandas as a library uh, in some day-to-day life. Okay. So with that being said, thank you so much, people, for bearing with me. It was really interesting to be a part of this live series of 3 days. I'll see you all if you want on LinkedIn. You must have my ID that I've shared in the chat section. I'll just do it once again, or it is pretty straightforward. It is just my name to go with. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, people. Tata. Bye bye. Good night. I wish you all a very best future. Bye bye.